On this episode of Outlook TV, Pride Night with the Whitecaps.
Free to be fabulous with Boy Spence.
Calgary Pride with Sister Visa Decline. And much, much more. Hello and welcome to Outlook TV. I'm Rebecca Wyman.
And I'm Robert Mackay, and you're watching the Queer Magazine news show that brings you the stories that matter the most from coast to coast.
We're going to kick it off in Vancouver with the Whitecaps Pride Night.
Kick it off is right. Connie's got this story, and hopefully she got a little footage of the locker rooms.
Footage?
Huh? What? Kick?
Oh, hi, kittens. It's your intrepid reporter, the unstoppable Connie Smudge, here at the Whitecaps FC game with Houston. It's more than that, my kittens. It is Pride here in Vancouver. Once again, Pride. You can play here. You can be who you want to be, my darlings. It is all about diversity here in Vancouver, and that's what we're showing tonight. The players are going to be wearing some colors. We've got a gorgeous amount of entertainment and people that have come from far and wide to be here, and I just think that we should spread the love and spread the joy. This is Pride in Vancouver, ladies and gentlemen, and this is Whitecaps Pride.
I think we've come a long way. This is our 6th year we've been doing it, and it just builds year after year. And our community includes everyone, and we still want to celebrate that. We want to show everybody, and we're very happy to have you here, Connie. Yeah, I think what we do here reverberates around the world.
I agree.
And every message that we can send to the people here, they'll carry it to the world for us.
I think it's just a great event to bring everyone closer together. Like we're all equal, we're all loving people, and it's like, why would you not want to be around people that love each other and get along so well? Like, I think that's what Pride Week showed here in Vancouver, is that everyone can get together and have an amazing time, whether it be kids, adults, the elderly. Like, it's such an amazing thing that we have going on here in Vancouver, and the Whitecaps are very proud to be a part of that, and same with Bell Mobility.
You just got here. What are you most excited about?
I'm excited about the game and the Whitecaps kicking butt.
Houston.
Hello.
It's such a great way to bring people together, have everybody celebrating. It's such a fantastic thing, showing love and appreciation for everybody, and I think it's great that the Whitecaps are able to support this every year.
We've won the last 2 games, is that correct? But tonight is a very important game, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Can you tell the audience why it is important?
Because we don't win at home much this year, and so we really need a home victory tonight.
So did you play soccer as a child?
Actually, a little bit, but my sister is the goal star in the family with soccer.
Really?
She was very good, many trophies.
So you had to sit on the sidelines for a lot of games.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Thank you so much for coming here and being part of this great event, Pride Night.
Here at the Whitecaps.
With BC Place. I mean, it's wonderful. It has been such a day of solidarity here in the city. And I'm loving this. Of course, we absolutely adore the You Can Play initiative and the fact that the Whitecaps Football Club celebrates diversity in sport.
Hear a song in the sun and rain, because Whitecaps is our name.
See us, we're so good.
Are you ready, Robert, for an evening in Damascus?
Well, I'm always ready for that, especially when the benefit is to 2 lesbian refugees from Syria.
Hey everyone, we're here at Roundtown Community Center for an evening in Damascus, a fundraiser for Syrian LGBTQ refugees. Let's go check it out.
It is all of those narrow streets that are thousands of years old, houses laying on houses, and they are there for you, welcoming you, glimmering with the lights, all green.
An evening in Damascus is a cultural event and a fundraiser for specifically queer Syrian refugees. This is the 3rd year of an evening in Damascus. It is a taste of Damascus, Syria, the place that I came from. It is me trying to bring that beautiful culture here and change the narrative around Syria from its current narrative to a narrative of beauty and dancing and colorfulness and food, and trying to represent Syria in a positive light rather than the civil war that we see all around the place.
I'm part of a couple of groups. One of them is the I Belong, Mosaic's I Belong group, funded by the Foundation of Hope and Mosaic. And I'm also with the Vancouver Association for Survivors of Torture. And those 2 hats that I wear allow me to witness the journey of individuals coming to Canada to seek protection.
We have to make a point by being able to express ourselves as we are. Our gender identity and gender expression is something that is a human right. So that's why I'm here in this event. I believe that it's wonderful that we can be more visible and we can be also understood. And these kind of spaces make us feel integrated in the community.
Quería que en Honduras dejaran de decir mentiras al gobierno que es un país seguro cuando matan a la gente por ser homosexual a cada rato.
In Honduras, for example, a country that is said to be safe by many, and where the government still keeps lying about the situation for LGBTQ folks, it's important for me to put it out there. It's not safe there.
In a lot of countries, LGBT relationships are still illegal. Some are persecuted by death, even, and others by prison. So it's a time of the year to remember those people who are sacrificing and who are living in pain during those hard times.
Well, that has been quite the beautiful and educating night. This is Emmanuel Villamejor for Outlook TV.
We're going to have to take a little break now.
Yep, this table's bothering me. I want to rearrange some furniture.
But the table always goes here.
No, further, 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 further. Why aren't you helping me?
Because where am I going to lean now?
Over there.
Hey girlfriends, we're at Calgary Pride and you're watching Outlook TV.
Welcome back. You're watching Outlook TV.
In this next segment, we've got Sister Visa Decline covering the Calgary Pride.
Ooh, all the way to Calgary, hey?
Mm-hmm. She's figuring out how they make it pop in the prairies.
So this year, Calgary Pride had a milestone year, so we transitioned the event to Princess Island Park, which is Calgary's premier outdoor venue, and we transitioned the parade from 9th Avenue to 6th Avenue in order to accommodate that, so the parade could flow right into the park. So because of that, we're able to see increased growth, opportunities for years to come, as Princess Island Park is a larger outdoor venue. So last year we were estimated around 65,000 people on the streets and probably around 4,000 participants. This year we're easily over 5,000 participants, and the numbers aren't in quite yet from CPS, but we're thinking around 75,000 people on the streets at a minimum. We had 175 parade entries, which was up from 140. We had over 40 events in the 10 days, which was up from 30 events last year. So we just saw growth across kind of all areas and all elements of the festival this year.
New to Calgary Pride this year, Larissa Chappell, who was on the Victoria Pride Board for a number of years, was hired to be the executive director of Calgary Pride.
Like most Pride organizations, they are entirely volunteer run. So bringing myself on board means that I'm able to put energy into curating programming year round and being able to present that to the board. So we're able to better network with other community partners, create more diversity within the programs that currently exist, and possibly support those other burgeoning programs that are able to support the gender and sexually diverse community here in Calgary.
I think my favorite event this year for Calgary Pride was the Premier's Brunch. That was done as a fundraiser for Camp Firefly. It was the first year that Premier Notley came and actually attended the event. And it was just a fantastic event, and we saw a lot of community leaders come out and support a great cause.
Aside from Pride in the Park and Pride Day, it would have had to have been the Pride Shabbat dinner. And the support in relation to Shabbat dinners they held at other cities was amazing. I mean, we had as many attendants at the Pride Shabbat dinner here in Calgary as they did in Toronto. So it was quintessentially Canadian and queer. It was fabulous. I loved it.
Of course, what would a Pride Festival be without an LGBTQ wedding proposal?
Now that we have Larissa on as our executive director to do more of the day-to-day operational, there's definitely more opportunity to open up our board to more strategic and kind of governance models and worrying less about finding the skill set to get the job done.
There were things that were done spectacularly well that we can improve upon. Definitely Drag Story Time was a huge success. People really enjoyed doing it, so I'd like to be able to do that again and extend the offering. We had 9 food trucks, over 3 food trucks. I think we could probably go up to like 15 or 20. People loved the offering. Our beer garden, we were able to diversify with margarita on tap. Our stage performers were incredible. I'm not even sure quite how we're gonna do better in that regard, but I'm blessed to work with a board who's qualified to be able to help support me in that. Yeah, I think it's gonna be really exciting.
Reporting for Outlook TV in Calgary, Alberta, I'm Sister Visa Decline.
BC's new Premier, Horgan, has an announcement.
And Angus covers this big, special topic.
We're at Jim Diva Plaza in Vancouver's Davie Village, where the Premier of British Columbia is going to make a major announcement on BC human rights.
It's our responsibility, all of us, to ensure that our society is free from discrimination, and British Columbia is the only province in the country without a Human Rights Commission. It was dismantled in 2002, and today we start on a new path. A Human Rights Commission for British Columbia that will fight discrimination, it will educate and remove systemic barriers, it will identify and eliminate inequality, and I've asked our Attorney General to take on the task of renewing the Commission with the help of his Parliamentary Secretary Ravi Kahlon. Well, certainly as long as I've been involved in public life as an elected representative, I've reached out wherever I can, whenever I can, to engage LGBTQ members in the community to get involved in politics. And the benefit of that is that it's an opportunity to engage with people about issues around tolerance, around hate, around discrimination. And that's empowered me as a legislator to take those stories, personal engagements and reactions from people into the legislature. And of course, working with Spencer as an advocate, a tireless advocate, it makes it pretty seamless for us. We just follow his lead.
As the member of the legislature for the West End, where we are today, it gives me incredible pleasure that we were chosen as the place to launch the restoration of the Human Rights Commission. This community has been a leading voice for human rights for many, 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 many years. It's auspicious that we're doing this right before the Pride weekend because, of course, Pride is both a celebration of how far we've come, but also a protest against intolerance, against hatred, against discrimination that pushes people into closets, that pushes people into places where violence continues and where they cannot reach their full potential.
The Premier of the province, John Horgan, just announced that we are going to be restoring BC's Human Rights Commission so we can have an active body that will fight homophobia, racism, sexism, and discrimination in this province. Every other province has a body that does that. BC does not, and it shows. We need an active force to help end systemic discrimination.
It was just horrendous when the previous government decided they would do away with it and did away with it. So now, again, you can see a very clear difference in our worldviews, that is, between the Liberals and the NDP, when this is one of the most significant things they bring forward right away, and do it here in Jim Diva Plaza.
Human rights are incredibly important. The West End, which I'm blessed to be able to represent, has been a loud voice for human rights for a long time, and so my passion for ensuring discrimination goes away and inclusion is brought in will continue, and I know I'll be very involved in helping make sure the Human Rights Commission is able to do this to the best of its abilities.
I think this next story might be about my people.
Are you talking bolder, older lesbians?
Well, that's what Bold Fest is about, right?
Let's see what the salt and pepper's got.
Hello, my name's Emily Ann Fraser and I'm here with Outlook TV, and today we are at the Coast Plaza Hotel in downtown Vancouver checking out the Bold Dyke Fest. So if I may be so bold, without further ado, let's get into it.
Well, I'm at the Bold Fest in lovely Vancouver and having a great time with bolder, older lesbians and dykes and really feeling bolder and older.
This year we've added an extra day, so it goes on through tomorrow evening. Normally it's been from Thursday night through Sunday night. But we added an extra day just because, well, to celebrate our 13 years, also because this is the last year at the Coast Plaza Hotel, because they are not going to be a hotel after November of this year.
We're not born to be alive forever, right?
My short film called Older Than What. It's a short documentary of interviews with older LGBTQ individuals. I did some B-roll filming here last year at the conference, so it's kind of exciting for some of the returnees to see themselves. And Pat Horgan, who's an organizer of the conference, is one of my interview subjects, so that's also exciting.
What does bold mean to you?
Speaking up, taking risk, putting yourself out there.
Bold is really owning who you are and being that in the world, because if we just sit back and say, okay, whatever's going on is okay, then how do we ever change anything? So bold is really owning who you are.
I think it's about staying bold for your life, because now, you know, in my mid-50s, I've always been a fairly out and political person, and aging has a way to make you feel like, oh, do I still belong around here? You know, particularly because I have other privileges, being white and able-bodied. So I think it's about, these women are really strong and really wise and have done a lot and accomplished a lot in their lives. So I think it's about staying bold for your life.
We came 5 months ago in Canada.
So you're very new here.
Very new. Brand new. Brand new.
How are you liking Canada so far?
This is the best place around the world, and first step I made here. This is my country, really.
I started painting from my childhood, and it's a business of all my life. Bold is main festival in my life because it's first lesbian festival where I came, and it's first lesbian event in my life.
Well, that was fun. I feel a little bolder, a little older. And once again, my name's Emily Ann Fraser. You're watching Outlook TV. Thanks for watching.
It's time for us to take another little break.
Oh, you mean Rebecca needs a break?
Shut up.
Come on.
Shut up.
Tea time.
Shut up.
Need a nap?
Shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back. You're watching Outlook TV.
Sister Visa Decline has more for us on the Calgary Pride.
Oh, unity in uniform.
Button up and suit up.
Hi, I'm Sister Visa Decline, and we're here in Calgary at the Unity in Uniform event at the Mission Public House. Let's go chat with some of the attendees and see what this is all about.
And this year, our Pride community needs our help, as well as our public service members who were told they were not allowed to fully participate in this year's celebration.
This event, I had met Gregory John, and he said he wanted to do something for the Calgary Police and for people wearing a uniform, and I thought it was, what a fantastic idea.
Uniform is part of who they are. It's not just their job, it's what they work for. Would you ask a doctor not to wear his uniform? Would you ask a fireman not to come to your house out of uniform? So, you know, it's part of who they are. And to me, it was important to show the support of the community, that not all of us think the same way as the Pride Committee.
So here I am, a police officer now, and people ask me all the time, what is the big deal? Why can't you just take off your uniform and go march in a parade? I'll explain that to you, is because taking the uniform off doesn't make me less of a police officer or better of a person. It's because I'm forever a police officer. That's what made me.
Tell me a little bit about the decision-making process that took place with the Calgary Pride Society. I think there's a little bit of confusion in the community whether the police service was consulted and whether they were part of the discussion or not. Do you want to just tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. I was part of those discussions, and they're a very respectful group, and we actually we understand the history. We understand that there's lots of things that have happened in the past that in society in general, whether you're a Black American or whether you're from another vulnerable society or community within Canada or the U.S. or wherever that is, we know there's lots of history. What we're trying to achieve here is to say that history has moved. We need to create new history. And the only way to do that is to make good positive steps, and Pride was always one of those. So it was a little disheartening at the beginning to see the decision to not want us in uniforms in the parade. But it wasn't done in a silo. They actually consulted with us first, and we did go meet with them. And what we basically told them was that it's your parade. It's your parade. We're not going to tell you what you should do in your parade. We will tell you that we would love to be part of it. Being in a uniform is part of us. It's who we are, and but we respect their decision, and we also respected the fact that we have lots of room to do lots of more good work. So this is an opportunity for us to really make things better, and I really want to be national leaders. I want Calgary to be, I want us to lead this discussion down the road, so in 2018, we're all happy.
We have to leave here today less afraid of the path forward and more certain that we can make a change if we reject fear around the unknown.
But do you have a message that if, say you had one of the people who does feel marginalized by the presence of police at the parade, what would you say to them if they were here today?
It's tough because I'm not the one feeling marginalized, so something has happened in their life to make them feel the way they feel. So I would want to kind of express to them that irrespective of what's happened in your life, there's people that care, and I'm one of those people, and that I'm approachable. If you need anything or want anything, if there's any way that I can help you, irrespective of what happened in the past, or if there's other supports that we can create or get you, that's what we do.
Robert, I need you to remember that you are free to be fabulous.
Thank you, Rebecca.
You're welcome.
And I heard that they had a big, beautiful, bold bash at XY commemorating this very thing.
Today, Outlook TV is at XY for Free to be Fabulous, a fundraiser benefiting Rainbow Railroad, Rainbow Refugee, and those fleeing persecution in countries such as Chechnya. Let's see who's here.
Free to be Fabulous is a fundraiser event that I organized, and it's basically to help LGBT people escape persecution all over the world. So this event is benefiting Rainbow Refugee, which is based out of Vancouver here, as well as Rainbow Railroad, which is based out of Toronto. The reason that this cause is close to my heart is because I'm actually from an immigrant family. So I was the first generation born here in Canada, and I'm just very present to the fact that my life would be very different if I was born elsewhere.
So I tried a little Rainbow Refugee is a local volunteer-run organization that is mandated to raise money to help get queer people living in other parts of the world out of volatile situations. Rainbow Railroad is based out of Toronto and does very similar work, and they've actually been instrumental in the fight to get queer people out of Chechnya. So they've really been spearheading that movement. So these are both really vital organizations within our community and within our country, and I'm very honored to be here hosting the event.
There were stories coming out from Chechnya that reaffirmed something we already knew, is that in many, many, many countries around the world, a person could be put in jail for waving a pride flag or shot in the head for trying to start a pride march.
We all know that putting a hand out is so much easier than lifting up your hand for help. And if we all do a little bit or do what we're good at to help people out there, not only will it help that individual, but it'll also make it clear that this has to stop. Those countries that are the sources of refugees in the LGBTQ community, they notice when we give refugee support to one of theirs. And that in itself is a really positive step forward. And if we could all help and, step up to this, we would see a reduction of refugees, and we could find ourselves in a world that's better, where everybody's looked after everywhere. Do you have anything to say to those in other countries facing persecution due to their identity that may be watching the show online?
Absolutely. I think what's important for you to know out there is that you're not alone. We are thinking of you. We are all connected. It's the amazing power of the internet is that we can find you and we are willing to help. So reach out. You can find me on Facebook at Peach Cobbla, and let's see if we can do a world of good on this planet.
This is Boy Spence reporting on Queer Vancouver with Outlook TV. See you next time.
Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for this episode of Outlook TV, but we'll be back.
That's right, and while we're gone, you've got plenty of ways to follow us on all the social medias. And if you want to join us, this fun crew, shoot us an email at OutlookTV.
Join us.
Join
Fun. Join us.
Join us.
Join us.
I'm Robert Mackay.
I'm Rebecca Wyman.
Stay fabulous, Canada.